Hey guys, I'm your host Shynieka Taylor, and I am here with the cast of Sustained, Lizelle Brown, Tiffany Cozy, Ebony Mayo, and the director Jamall McMillian. How y'all feeling?
Great.
Okay, some of y'all came church ready, some didn't. All right, so I'm starting with the director. I'm just starting it right off. Where in the world did you get this title of Sustained and this concept of this movie?
Well, the idea of the movie came from reading the book of Job. It was a challenge to me given by a producer from LA. We were on set one day and I told him I wanted to do a film that he was going to love. And so he said, well, what do you have? I said, I have Job, and I want him to be a lawyer. He said, all right, write a treatment. So the final day of set, I wrote the entire treatment, and he looked it over, helped me think about certain things. And after that, I sent it to my writer, and he wrote the script. And we were trying to think of a name because the original name was something completely way off.
What was it?
It was Bounce Back, which is kind of ironic.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hold on.
But we were like, yeah, it just doesn't, do everything. So we started just throwing off law terms. And he said sustained, and he whispered it. But when he said it, I was like, that's it. Like, it will be sustained, and it's been it ever since.
All right, that's good. Is Job your favorite character in the Bible, or?
It's just a very powerful story with how, he had so much wealth and prestige, and he had this family, and he was doing right by God, and yet even he had to go through trials and tribulations. And that was the premise of the story. It's just to show that anyone, no matter who you are in life, no matter what you've done, you're not exempt from trial and tribulation.
Very good, very good. So we're about to learn some stuff. So I'm going to start with the co-director. I'm going to ask you, what made you pick this co-director? Look, she's Olivia Pope ready. I'm trying to figure out, okay, your character and her character, how does that go? So how did you go ahead and seek your co-director?
Well, Tiffany and I, we met on Fatal Attraction, and I've sort of, we've stayed in touch.
Right, is something going on here I don't know about? I got some of the cast members going. Okay.
That's the point. That's the point. Anyway, so we stayed in touch over the 2 years, and she directed her short film, and I really loved how she did it. And I said, for me to be able to take a lead role in this film and to do it the way that I want to, I need someone that I can trust as a director. And I was really impressed with the product that she made. And so it was a no-brainer for me. And I went up to her and asked her, and she said yes, and has been completely on board ever since.
Go Tiff, girl. All right, so let's talk about you and directing and producing your own films. How far of it in are you just starting out, or?
Hello. No,
I'm gonna let her have the mic.
Oh no, you
but
can.
She took
No.
it so gracefully.
Oh my God.
So go ahead, girl. Do your
Okay.
thing. Yes, one of those.
Well, one of my main motivations of producing and directing my own projects came from the need, or came from the lack of opportunity that I was given as an actress. And so I just said, you know what, I see it in the people that inspire me, like the Wayans brothers, like Will Smith, all of these fabulous actors turn into producers because, they provide opportunities for themselves. So that was my main motivation. I mean, I wanted to be Tiffany Perry. I wanted to be, I want to direct and produce my own things to give myself an opportunity and other people like me an opportunity. So I just jumped in feet first with my first project, and everything turned out great. I mean, it was beyond my my dreams, and so I'm glad I did that because people like Jamall took notice, and so I think that's a lesson there for everyone, that they should just go for whatever for whatever is out there in your heart, and just do it full throttle and with passion. So
right.
hope I answered it.
And yeah, you did. Now, when he approached you, what was going through your mind? Is this guy bugging? Is this some, was it oh, he's asking me something out my league, or were you ready for this?
Yeah, I was happy to that somebody came to me and asked for my assistance. So I listened to his idea, and I was kind of wow, this is something I would like to do, or something that I would like to be a part of. So I just kind of took it from there, and stayed in touch, and I kind of helped where I could in the whole project. So
All right. Well, I want to know how you guys get along because, like, you seem like the assertive, like, get back on track. Like, it's not coming out, but I feel like it's in her. Like, it's like get back on track, and you seem like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm the passive aggressive. I'll say it passively, and you seem like you're aggressive. Like, so how are you guys working together? Anyone can.
That's the other way. It's the other way around. Yeah.
I'm wrong. Listen, y'all, I'm usually never wrong. We're gonna rewind that back.
No, Jamall is more of the stern one, I think. He has, what he laid out what he wants to do. I'm kind of, I like to be prepared up front, with my storyboarding and everything that everybody talks about. But at the same time, when I'm on set, I like to kind of see where, what works, and I can play around a little bit. Whereas I think Jamall is more strategic, and he likes things done the way that he imagined it done. So I don't know. You want to speak to that?
Yeah, that's a very true statement. It's just because when you have the vision,
Right.
and it's like she's like one of the few people that I actually trust. Like when she would say, Jamall, we need to do it this way, or this is what it's going to look like, or this shot doesn't work, I trust it because I'm not behind camera. Like I go through with her and like we go over our shots and I write down exactly what I'm looking for, what I hope we can get through this scene with the shots, but I elect to her because when I'm on camera,
Right.
it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, this is going to work or this is going to be great.
Right.
And I mean, I'm a perfectionist too. So like when I have it, it's like, I need it this way. Like sometimes I didn't acquiesce and I said, okay, we have to do it this way.
Right.
Like just because like I saw it in my head, yeah, there was no deviation. And, then like when she would see it, she was like, okay, yeah, I understand. I see where
Right.
you're going. But for the most part, if there was something that she felt needed to do differently, like I had no problem saying, okay.
Okay, well, that's what's up. I like the co-working here. And let's dig into the characters. Now, who casted characters? Who did... Okay, so we have Miss Ebony over here, and we have Lizelle over here. So I want to know, let's start with Ebony. Why did you cast her for the role that she was casted for?
She was perfect for it. I love you. So when I met Ebony on a set of Media, and it was when I had just ideas. Like my agent Tanya, she's actually my studio head, so she makes all the final decisions. But when we were looking for someone to play Felicity, my fiance in the movie, I needed someone who could be seductive, manipulative, yet have a... So, and...
This is where it gets funny, guys, because these both are PK kids, so I'm trying to understand. Yes, so, like, go ahead. I'm listening and I'm tuning in. As sure as the church is.
Like, when I saw Ebony, it was just something about her that I said, wow, she carries herself well. Right. She seems very professional. Right. Like, I could trust her with this role. Right. The first thing that I ever said to her, I go up to her like, hi, Ebony, my name is Jamall. I have a movie idea, and there's a role for a cheating, adulterous woman, and I think you would be perfect.
Woman. He said, I don't even know if I can say the word on here. He said a cheating, adulterous whore. Yeah. And I said, what? What?
Disrespectful.
I was like, you would be perfect for it.
I was like, what? You don't even know me.
Did you say that?
Yes.
And what did you? How was that?
She was like, she was standing against a wall. She just go, oh, okay. I was like, let me tell you the idea. And then I told her, and she was like, okay. She says, I actually like it.
All right. And then at that point, when you knew that, she's kind of like, okay, this guy's a creep. Because I know I'd have been like, at this point, are you calling me a hoe or what? Did you feel that, she's not going to accept the role, or were you uneasy after you left that conversation with her initially?
Actually, I felt extremely confident that she was going to take it.
Really?
Because she was really happy with, I don't know what her face looks like right now, but I was really pleased with how she received the story idea. And even though she hadn't even read the script yet,
right,
the message in the film and the purpose of the character, she understood. And after I met her, I didn't even consider anybody else.
Awesome. Okay, now we're going to dig into Ebony's side, because that was your side. So I want to know Ebony's side. So when he first approached you, tell me what was going through your mind.
Well, anytime you get approached with a role, you're like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, tell me about it. So when,
It's okay,
thank
guys.
you.
For this interview, what would you like?
Well, guys, no. No, but seriously, when he made that statement, a cheating, adulterous whore, I was like, what? Like, tell me more about it, because I'm always interested in playing roles opposite of myself, because that's I feel is when I have to do the real work,
Right.
And so when he told me about the role, and then I took solace in knowing that this was based off of the story of Job.
Right.
And I love that story, that story of Job. And so I told him, well, send me the script, and I will, and tell me the character development, all of that, those things, and I'll take a look into it. But I had a piece about it, but I didn't say yes, in the moment. And so he texted me, we were texting, and I sent the information, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down. And that was it.
All right, look at me. Look. Take the mic out my hand. I forget. But I project very well, so I know the people understand this. But yes, I met Ebony on the back end of media as well. But when I met her, I connected to her very fast, because I felt like I was looking at myself, like, dang, someone else who's trying to get into the entertainment industry, who has a lot of morals. We're both Leos, and like we're very like strong-headed. So I'm like, oh, I'm being like me. I don't really find females that are like myself. You know what I mean? Like who's like really tough at the same time. We can be timid at times. We'll ease, but we don't allow people to run over us. Okay, so you just playing this horror role. I can honestly picture myself. I know me. Like, all right, come on, y'all. This is the role, okay? It's the role. I'm just trying to figure out, like, did you ever feel like you were compromising morally that you had to portray this on the film? Because I know for myself, even though I probably would have said yes as well. I'm not saying I would have said no, but I'm saying, like, the first thing with me, I know I'd be like, wait a minute, hold on. God, my parents, you know what I mean? So tell me what that experience was like for you.
That is a great question. I don't think that I was compromising myself morally, number one, because it was not Ebony. It was Felicity, the character. And I think that as Christians and as people of morals, it's important for us in this business with roles that we take, that we separate the two. And that the audience knows that there's a separation between Ebony and whoever she's portraying. But the role is the role of the story of several women, So yeah, I did what I did, but I was not the only one involved. It's not 100% my fault. But I'm.
Do you feel guilty?
In a way.
Really?
And as far as the character feels a little guilty, not Ebony. No, but as the character, I feel partially guilty, but not completely guilty, because I think that it's important that we assess what happens, right? So we don't just show up at a place. We have this journey to get to a place. And that's what happened. It was a journey that he has partial responsibility in, as my fiance, as well as myself. And so I don't feel like I was morally compromised, and I don't feel like I'm morally compromised in any roles that I take. I pray about every role that I take before I accept them, and if I have a piece about it, and if the energy feels good about it, then I go with it.
Very well said. So I'm going to pass it over here. Now, what made you pick Lizelle for his role? First, tell us what his role is and why he fit the perfect role for you.
Lizelle plays my character's best friend with Derek Thompson. Mm-hmm. And Lizelle and I met on a set of Bad Dad Rehab. And it's sort of when I was coming up with the idea of like, okay, well, who to take to Tanya, who to show that could be perfect for this role. And the funny story is I spoke to Robert Rashaud about it first. And that same day I met Lizelle and we started talking, and I told him the story, and he was like, wow, I would love to be a part of that. And I just felt right about him. And after Tanya met with him and saw his ability, she said, oh, you two are going to do great together. And we've been best friends ever since as well. And that just helps to translate on screen.
Movies turning into friends. I know that's right. So, Lizelle, tell me, when he first approached you about this role, did you feel confident enough that you were going to be able to portray his best friend?
Well, I know that God gave me the talent to act, but of course, I was nervous because it was like, dang, he's putting this role in my hand. Like this is a pretty big role, and of course that nervousness came over. It's like, okay, I gotta, I'm talking a big game. Like he first went to Robert Rashaud, and 1 second. Both of y'all can kick rocks. I just want to let y'all know that.
What's going on? Do I know what's going on?
Kick rocks for open-toe sandals.
Y'all can't do that to the audience.
It's all good. That's cool.
See,
it's
now
cool.
They acting,
Bougie.
suspect.
So no, what happened was, so like he said, he talked to Robert Rashaud first, and I was literally standing next to him while he was talking to Robert Rashaud. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right, cool, I get it. And so then. After Robert went back, to do what he was doing, we just started talking more, and he was like, you know what? You'll be great for this role. And I was like, hold up. Like you were just talking to Robert. Now you talking, oh shoot, so now I gotta step it up.
Yeah, like.
And this is actually one of my very first lead roles to where I was on this level. So it's like, oh shoot, okay.
Pressure.
Right. And so that's how that went, but it worked itself out, and just got comfortable with it. It's easier when you have a cast that you're comfortable with and you can connect with. It's a lot easier. So.
Now, sorry, I'm gonna keep doing this. Now he mentioned that through this film and through you guys' process that you guys end up being best friends. So tell me about that. Like, what is it about Jamall that makes him your best friend?
We have a lot alike, a lot of similarities that's alike, but we're also like night and day. Like, we're from the same cloth, but different pattern stitching,
Yes.
And it's
everyone, we're gonna snap for that one. Yes, okay.
and so no, but so. So just, and even as we were filming and when we weren't filming, just there's times where we called each other and was like, yo, I'm going through something right now. I just need, I guess, a spiritual man's point of view. What's your take on this? Or how do I go about this? Or, what should I do? And vice versa, and just kind of feed off of each other. Whatever we're going through, we kind of just feed off of each other from a different point of view, but with the same,
It seems like there's a lot going on in your mind.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Sometimes it's easier talking to a stranger than it is someone you know. Well, we can sit here in awkward silence, or you can tell me what's going on.
What did I do to deserve this? What could I possibly have done to make God this angry at me? I had everything. The beautiful woman. The great career.
It's amazing how you treat the courtroom like it's a stage.
And then suddenly, everything just fell apart.
Where were you when I went into depression?
I was right here.
What do you do when you feel like you have nothing left to give?
Finish what you've started, or we will find someone else who will.
Get off of me, Mr. McPherson.
When you feel like you've reached the end of your road, should I even go on?
Don't you dare give up.
God's not finished with you.
There is a love, there's a trust, all in your name. There's a future and a hope. Your word won't be in vain. Where there's a will, there's a way. I will run my race, I will trust in you. There is a love, there's a trust, all in your name. I promise future and a hope. Your word won't be in vain. Where there's a will,